Hello and welcome to a new series. I want to do reviews from now on. I want to stop making the videos I did before and start doing reviews for tanks and also planes, although I'm not. I'm more of a tanker. So today I want to start off with the Tiger 2H. And what I want to do now, is I want to show you footage of a game, talk a little about the tank or the plane in the future, and go over the armor and the shells, and what is good about the tank, how you should play it. And at the end I want to give a rating for the survivability of a tank, so regarding the armor and how easy you can be killed. Then the agility, how fast you are, the turret traverse and so on. Then the armament, how good is your gun, do we have secondary guns, what about machine guns and so on. And at last, the fun factor, how much fun is the tank to play. Tank can be super good, but still not fun to play. And at last I want to give a total rating, how I would rate this tank in War Thunder in RB. I might also tell you something about how I like it in AB, since I played a lot of arcade battles. What I want to do that for is I want to help you, if you don't have the tank yet or the plane, I want to help you decide whether to get this plane, to research it, to spend lines for it, and if I review premium vehicles, I give you tips and hints to whether to buy this specific premium vehicle, if it's worth it. So let's start the review for the Tiger 2H by looking at the armor and the shells first. Okay, let's first take a look at the armor of the Tiger 2H. First thing you'll notice is, compared to the Tiger 1, the Tiger 2 actually has sloped armor at the front, which provides him great survivability. This slope with 50 degrees is nearly impenetrable for most of the tanks the Tiger 2H faces. Maybe not if it's up tiered, but in the 6.7 range, this is not where you get killed. Neither is this. It's quite the same, and even if somebody will penetrate you there, you have the transmission right behind there, which provides you a good amount of cover as well. In the front, where you normally get killed or penetrated, first of all, is here, left or right of the gun. While most people will shoot here because firstly it's a little wider than here, and secondly there are two crew members. There are two crew members and not only one behind there. And one of them is even the gunner, so you can shoot if the enemy shot your gunner. So what do you do to prevent the enemy from penetrating you? Firstly, you should always angle yourself a little bit, but you shouldn't do that too much with your turret. Apart from the tracks, this is not much of armor. 80mm effective thickness, 127. A little bit does make sense, yeah. It makes your frontal turret armor a little thicker, but yeah, well, you see it's only 126 from this angle, and while it might bounce, it's still a risk. And yeah, from the side, it's quite easy to kill the Tiger 2. You have 80mm of armor, which is not too much, and the ammunition storage is quite nice, especially if you get shot from the front. You should always think about not taking all the ammo, so you don't have ammo in the turret. Then you can only get killed by a side shot right to here, but normally when you get side shots you are already in a bad position. So yeah, the armor of the Tiger 2H is one of the best of its tier. Okay, let's take a look at the shells next. The good thing about the Tiger II is that compared to especially the Russian tanks, it gets the best shell from stock on. You unlock the tank and you already have access to the APCBC shell, which has even a little more penetration than the best IS-2 shell, and doesn't have quite the killing power than an IS-2 shell, but it has a decent amount of explosive filler, and the gun reloads more than double as fast as the IS-2. You only, I think stock it reloads in 13 seconds, and if you upgrade your crew, you can get up to less than 10 seconds of a reload, which is really good for such a nice gun. It's also a really good sniper gun. You can accurately shoot from far away, which you definitely can with the IS-2. Next is the APCR shell. If you need a little bit more of penetration, you can use that. It doesn't explode inside the tank, but the shrapnel is quite nice and you have a little more penetration. The heat shell, I don't know why this even exists. 110 millimeters. That's the penetration. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to use that, since you always have more penetration with your APCBC. And yeah, the HE I only use that if there's a flak truck or something with an open top and little armor. But normally this shell will be reliable at all situations. Just if you need a little more penetration, you can use the APCR shell. So let's get back to the battle on Stalingrad. I am now deep inside the tractor factory, where none of my teammates followed me. But the good thing about the Tiger IIH, what I feel like, is that this tank might be a heavy tank, but I often use it like it's a medium tank. It's quite quick, especially in traverse and in turret traverse. It also reverse speed and acceleration is quite good. The top speed is not too good, but it's still way better than some of the others. The IS-2, for example, is way slower in everything, in traverse speed, turret traverse. If it accelerates, it's close, it's a little faster, and the Pershing, I don't really get the Pershing. It feels like the engine in the Pershing is way too... It's way too small. It feels so sluggish, although it's a medium tank and not even a heavy tank. The British tanks I actually haven't played yet. I'm just until 5.3 battle rating, so I can't say much about them. So yeah, I mostly use the Tiger IIH as a medium tank. I go into positions where I can flank the enemy, which you normally do with light or medium tanks, and then with this reload time and this turret traverse, I'm able to get a lot of nice side shots and evade being killed, because, well, it does have a lot of frontal armor. What has to be said surely is that the Tiger IIH, as most of the German tanks, is best used as a sniper. The German guns are especially good at far range shooting. They are very accurate and, well, this guy didn't even see me. And what always is a good kill on Russians is the low glacis, because they don't have a transmission there. So IS-2, ISU, whatever, low glacis, that. Yeah, what I was saying, they excel at sniping. German guns excel at sniping, but not every map is good for that. I mean, what I could have done is I could have kept back and sniped the enemy, and the good thing again is the weak spot of the Tiger IIH is really small, right next to the gun and the turret, and if I'm far away, it's harder for the enemy to hit that. So if you want to be really good, if you want to have a good kill to death ratio with this tank, well, then you have to stick in the back and snipe. I still do that on maps like Kursk or Mostok, but this map is more of a close quarter fighting map, and well, the Tiger 2H can do that as well. Even if there's a flak truck. Well, yeah, if there would have been a ZSU, 57 is a 7.7, but you can still see them. And yeah, if something flanks you, you have a problem. Although not as much as an IS-2, for example, because the IS-2 can turn the turret, which the Tiger 2H can do really nicely. And yeah, I couldn't kill this guy. There was just one guy left, and now I got him. I think this game was recorded when there was still last man standing. They removed it. I'm pretty glad about it, because it was just like, yeah, find the last man standing and shoot everywhere in the tank until you finally got the tank dead. It was just a little stupid. So I like that I went back to the non-last man standing, so that the tank is dead if there's only 2 crew members left. So now you see I'm way behind enemy lines, and I can shoot, yeah, dead tanks like him, or I can soon shoot a lot of enemies into their back. I have to watch my left side though, because the spawn is right left of me. So this is very risky, sure, but I want to have fun with my tanks, and if I die now, okay, but if not, you will see soon I get into a really great position where he doesn't see me, for example. And yeah, an IS-2 would have probably killed him. With an IS-2 gun I would have probably killed him because of the high amount of explosive filler I have. But with the IS-2 I would have also reloaded way longer. The reload of 10 seconds is just amazing. There, I got him. And that's why I like to play the Tiger 2H way better. And the IS-2 couldn't even do anything. The only real weak spot of the Tiger 2H is that the gun elevates really slowly. If you see somebody and your gun is too high, you have to wait for the gun to get down. And this is especially a problem if you sit behind a house, and because your mouse is aiming at the house, great rhyme there, your gun elevates. It's, yeah, a little stupid, and if you then get out of the house and wanna aim at somebody, first you have to wait that your gun points down again. It's not a real weak spot, if you can adapt to that, but it's still a little annoying. Otherwise, well, he bounced. Yeah, just turn your turret away a little bit. I don't know if he actually hit my turret, but he definitely... Yes! And here I would have gotten a shot just a second later to his lower glacis, he would have been dead. But he shot me into my turret, directly into the turret. I would have been dead, but as you see I have 1 crew member left. Still last man standing. In this situation it's not bad, but I will be killed anyways from the side now, because an M18 finds me. So... Okay, so let's take a look at how I would rate the Tiger 2H. Okay, first the survivability. As I mentioned before, the armor of the Tiger 2H is, especially for 6.7, is really good. You have a weak spot that pretty much everybody knows, that's the problem. So you can be killed quite easily, but normally if they shoot you there, you are not dead instantly, because they only kill 3 out of 5 crew members. So I will rate the survivability of the Tiger 2H as a 9 out of 10. Because most of the times especially if you're sniping, you can't be killed that easily. Secondly, the agility. I think, especially for a heavy tank, it's really agile. That's why I'm gonna give it 6 out of 10 points. The armament, I think, if you leave out the leopard gun, this gun is the best gun in the game. The 88mm with 10 seconds of reload is just amazing. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. The fun factor of the Tiger 2H is quite high in my opinion. I mean, sure, you are a little slow, so it takes a little longer to get to good positions, but if you're there, it's great. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. So to the total rating. This tank is actually my absolute favorite tank in the game. There are tanks like the KV-2 that can be more fun, but other than that, this is probably the tank I played the most in the game, so that's why I'm giving the Tiger 2H a 9 out of 10. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you figuring out whether to grind this vehicle or maybe whether you wanna drive it again. You might have not done that in some time. And yeah, I will come up with new reviews of planes or tanks or maybe premium vehicles in the future. I have a lot unlocked already. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video and bis zum nächsten Mal. If the ammunition would have... Whoa! You're dead. Hello. Goodbye. So now to you. Would you please explode ammunition?